guys, it's Caitlin back from the YouTube video. So today I'm just doing what I've watched in March, my monthly recap. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I have 23 movies to get through. Of course, I put where you can watch them, if you can watch them anywhere. But yeah, social medias are right here, and let's just get started. The first movie that I have is Glass. This is the third movie in the Unbreakable trilogy. Yeah, that's how you say it. I suck at saying that word. It was okay. I think it was interesting. Like how it brought everyone back. It had Anya Taylor-Joy. It had Sarah Paulson. Love them. And it was. I think honestly, I think it was a really good ending to the trilogy. That's 7 out of 10. Then we have Nowhere Safe. This movie is a Lifetime movie and it's based on a true story, which a lot of Lifetime movies are, in case you guys didn't know that. So this girl who was bullied and stuff, and so she had to leave town and go to a different town because of how bad it got. It was just her and her mom. And then of course she goes to this new school, and that's just all I'm gonna say. I think it is a really good movie. Movies aren't long either. I think they're an hour and 20 minutes. Does deal with bullying, so heads up. It's an 8.5 out of 10. And then I have The Rachels. This movie was good. I did do a whole spoiler review recently this month. I'll put it in the description if you're interested in seeing that. Rachels, I think it was really cool. It had Madison Iceman, and I really liked her. She was about these two girls. They're both named Rachel, and then Rachel Nelson, Madison's character, ends up becoming more popular than Rachel Richards. So of course, Nelson dies, and everyone of course it's suspected that Richards kills Nelson. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say she did it or she didn't do it, but I think it was just a really good movie. It does talk about suicide, so be careful. But that's an 8.5 out of 10. And then I have Evil Dead 2. It is a horror comedy. I think it was interesting. It definitely wasn't as bad as I thought it would be because I hate horror comedies, but yeah, the beginning is kind of confusing because I think they try to recap what happened in the first one, but I don't understand why they did that. It just made it really confusing, I guess. But yeah, so that is in 6 out of 10. And then I watched Scream 2. This movie, and I thought I'd get back on my Scream list. I watched Scream 1 back in February. Scream 2 is okay. I think the best part of Scream 2 for me is the opening kill. I just wasn't as interested. It seemed a lot slower and not as good as the other movies in my opinion. But that was an 8.5 out of 10. And then I watched Scream 6, which was awesome. In my opinion, one of the better Scream movies. I would put it maybe right after Scream 1. That's just how good I think it is. The opening kill, my favorite since Scream 1. It's just a really good movie. Hope you see it in theaters. Hope you have seen it. I did a spoiler movie review recently, so I'll put it in the description too in case you guys want to see that. But I give that a 9.5 10. And then I watched Scream 3. This movie is good. It's gonna be really controversial, but I liked Scream 3 better than Scream 2. I don't know why. I think I just thought it was more interesting. They're making another movie and it has all the characters. Plus, I don't know. I just thought it was more interesting than the other ones. But that is a 9 out of 10. Except for Gail's bangs. That's the worst part about the movie. And then, no. Yeah. And then we have Scream 4, which I watched. And honestly, it's not as horrible as everyone is oh my gosh, this movie's so horrible. It's the worst in the franchise. Personally, I think it is pretty good. I liked it. I liked how about on it had a new generation and everything. Kirby, I think Emma Roberts was fantastic. So that is a 9 out of 10. And then I watched Cocaine Bear. This movie, it was something else. Do not have a review on that. It's about it's not a true story, but it's about a bear that ate cocaine but he ended up having a heart attack. But in this one, the bear ends up actually going a rampage. But it's okay. It's really it's way too funny for its own good. And a lot of the end was dark, so I couldn't really see what was happening. But that's a 6 out of 10. And then I watched The Hate U Give. So this movie is honestly really sad. It's about this girl, Star, and she's black. and she's like not in like a white neighborhood, but like there's like a lot of white people in it. And then what happens is her friend, who's also black, ends up getting shot by police officers. So it kind of like deals with like the aftermath of that and how she handles it and like the brutality. And I honestly thought it was really good. I think it gave like a really good like perspective on everything. I honestly liked it way more than I thought I would. It has Sabrina Carpenter and KJ Apa in it, so yeah. And then yeah, it's an 8.5 out of 10. And then I watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space. This movie is a horror comedy. It is really funny. It's like outrageous and like really old. I'd love to see like remade, but not like as a comedy, as like an actual horror movie. Like that would be super funny. Not funny, but like that'd be like really good. But Killer Clowns is like so cool. They like have a like carnival, and of course like these like teenagers, I think, like go to the carnival and they find out, oh crap, like this isn't a carnival. I think it's really good. It's stupid, so like expect like a really don't expect like a fantastic movie, like kind of like come in when you're in like a silly goofy mood. But that's an 8 out of 10. And then we have Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I just did a video on that with literally my latest video I just made. I also put it in the description below if anyone wants to know. You'll see it. This movie was okay. I wasn't expecting it to be good, but I wasn't expecting it to be that bad. It's just, I personally wasn't a big fan of it. The biggest second one, I don't really care. I'm happy I didn't see it in theaters, and I probably could have went without seeing it. But that's a 5 out of 10. And then I watched Black Adam. So this is more like a DC movie. I'm gonna kind of get into like my Marvel movies, not really DC. And I didn't really know what to expect at all. Just knew that Dwayne Johnson was in it. That's all. I think this movie, I think it was interesting. It felt like it tried too hard. And it was like a little boring. And like it had like comic book style stuff. I don't know how to explain it. But like the fight scenes kind of remind me of like a comic book. But that was a 6.5 out of 10. And then I have Joyride 2, Dead Ahead. There's 3 movies I watched. Yeah. This movie is really good. It is way more brutal than the first one, because the first one's more like a thriller. I think that's why I don't like it as much. But like this one is really brutal, and like I want them to make more movies because I really do like these movies. But it's about these people. I think they're going to like get married in Vegas, and they end up like breaking down, like the car breaks down. So they end up like borrowing like a car, but then it's Rusty Nail, and he's like a truck driver, so he's like horrible. But that's an 8.5 out of 10. And I watched Joyride 3. This one, it is good. Personally, I like Joyride 2 way better. I feel like I cared more about the characters in the second one. These movies aren't like high budget. They're not like fantastic movies, but they are pretty good in my opinion. But it's like race car drivers, I think, to like go into a thing. And then, of course, they run into Rusty Nail, which he is like a truck driver, like does all these like horrible things. But like, I think it was an interesting movie. It's an 8 out of 10. And then I watched The Owners. So like these people, and they kind of break into like this rich old people house, like buy, like get stuff, and they end up like holding them hostage. But like then the like old people kind of turn tables and hold them hostage. So it's like you have to like kind of push through the first half, but then once you get like to like the part where like actually like it changes like a completely different movie, which is like really cool. And of course it's not that good. Like it's low budget. It's a British movie, which I feel bad saying this, but like the movies are not that good. Like the actors are not that good. But I still feel like it is a decent movie, and the ending does kind of make up for it. But that's a 7 out of 10. And then I watched Puss in Boots 2, The Last Wish. And this has Puss in Boots. He basically, I think, has like down like to like his 9th life. So he ends up like wanting to do like a wish, and so like to wish back his 9 lives. And then it has like Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. And I think this movie's good. I liked it way more than I liked the first one. And yeah, it's just a really good movie. So that's an 8.5 out of 10. And then I watched Thor. This movie was really good. I'm trying to get to my Marvel after I said this. I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't even know that Loki and Thor were brothers, so, you know, that's fun. But it was a really good movie, and I watched it with my brother, and he actually started watching number 2 yesterday, but I took a nap, he didn't watch it all. But I just think it is a really good movie, an 8.5 out of 10. And then I watched No One Would Tell, a 1996 movie. I'm pretty sure it's on a Lifetime. It's on Tubi. That's what I watched it. It does deal with domestic violence, and it deals with this girl named Stacy, and she's like a shy girl, and she's like dating this guy I think named Robbie. I think no Bobby, and he's like really abusive, and then it ends up leading to him killing her, because sadly it is based off of a true story, and like the whole thing is like people knew that she was getting abused, but no one would say anything. So it's not like that. It's not like we're saying like it's their fault. But I'm just saying like, if you see something, say something. So I thought that was really. I think it was a really sad movie, but I did enjoy it. It also had Candace Cambray, aka DJ Tanner from Full House. So it was weird seeing her in that setting. I could put down like a link to like the full like the true story of like the girl. Her name was I think Amy. When like that it was based about, I can put put it in the description in case anyone is interested. And then I watched the 2018 remake. This movie wasn't bad. It just I felt like they just rushed through things, and I didn't really seem like that invested. You know, like I liked the original way better. And also the guy's acting, like his name is, instead of Bobby, it's Robbie in this one. His acting is horrible. And it is like, I feel like the abuse does show more, but I also feel like it is like, so, like, I watched the original, and I listened to, like, the true story, and the original kind of, like, was more kind of in line with what actually happened, but the remake wasn't as, like, in line with what happened. But I give that 8 out of 10. And then I watched K through 12 because Melanie came out with a new album today, and of course I had to watch her other one because it's supposed to be a movie that is going out with Bortles, so I'm hoping so. But I didn't really watch K through 12 because it's awesome. She does talk about like a lot of like interesting stuff in it, like discrimination, bullying, predators, stuff like that. So that's like a 10 out of 10. It is free on her YouTube channel. It does like YouTube makes you buy it, and I bought it because I wanted to like download it offline, but she does have it on her channel for free. And then we have Bed Rest, which the main character is Melissa. She played Sam in Scream 6, so it was kind of cool seeing her in that. And it's about this woman, and she like moves into this new house, and she's pregnant, and she ends up like falling down the steps, so she has to be put on like bed rest for the next like 8 weeks just to make sure like nothing happens. And of course like she thinks her house is haunted. I was like expecting people was like, oh, haunted movies, but it seemed like a little bit more than that, so I thought it was like a really interesting movie. It does deal with like the loss of her child because she does end up losing a child before that, like a stillborn or anything. But yeah, it's an 8 out of 10. I think that one is on Tubi. And the last movie that I watched was Cam. This movie is about a cam girl, and she ends up getting like this other person looks exactly like her, like kind of like took her identity and stuff, because she had like these rules she'd follow as being a cam girl, and that person like broke all the rules. I think it is really interesting. I like where it goes with it. It does show like a lot of nudity because of course like it's a cam girl, so it's gonna like kind of like show like some of the cam lives. But I do think it is a really good movie, and if you're okay with watching kind of like camp stuff, like I guess BLN, then you should watch it. But that is an 8.5 out of 10. And I hope you enjoyed my video today. I've watched a lot of good movies. If you have any other movies that you want me to watch, I will happily watch them, so just recommend them. But I'll see you guys next week.